P. Diddy's lawyers were quick with an answer to what Ashleigh Parham is accusing him of doing, and they wrote this, quote, "As the Contra Costa Sheriff's Department confirmed, her report was thoroughly investigated and it was determined the claims were unfounded. Mr. Combs was nowhere near Orinda, California on the day she claimed she was assaulted. There is no evidence that Mr. Combs was ever in the same room as Ms. Parham. She is completely unbelievable, and no sane person who views the evidence will credit her story." And that brings me to a statement from the Contra Costa Sheriff's Department. And they wrote, quote, "A report was taken on March 23rd, 2018. We take these cases seriously, and detectives thoroughly investigated the accusations. It was later determined the claims were unfounded." Now, Ashleigh Parham says despite filing a report, the police ignored her claims, and she says she believes that Diddy had some kind of control over them. But there's a different type of report that apparently also exists. She says 3 days after the alleged rape, she went to her doctor and was tested for STDs. She says 2 weeks after that, she went to a hospital and that a rape kit was performed. But of course, because of the time that had lapsed, the rape kit was inconclusive. NewsNation has not seen these medical records, but Parham and her attorney are adamant that they exist. And here now is more of my conversation with Ashleigh Parham and her attorney, Ariel Mitchell, about that. Ashleigh, were you able to eventually get to the hospital?
Yeah, I eventually did make it to the hospital after I was so malnourished and weak and my vitals were really bad that I actually decided to go to the hospital to get help. And they did the rape kit and they called the police, and that's when I reported it again.
When you went to the hospital, was it immediately after the incident or was it several days later? And if later, were they able to do a rape kit that has some integrity to it due to the proximity to the incidents themselves?
It was later.
A couple of weeks later, right?
A couple of weeks later, unfortunately. I didn't have the guts to go earlier, and I regret that.
Talk about when you contacted your personal physician for the testing.
Oh, yeah.
STD testing.
I contacted my primary care physician, and I told her that I had been raped, and she gave me all the STD tests and the HIV tests that all luckily came back negative.
And how many days after did that happen? Did you talk to the doctor? I think it was like 3 days, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I think it was just a couple of days because I was really worried.
So we do have from the doctor's office.
You know what, Ariel? Let me ask you about that.
Oh, sure.
I want to jump in here if I can. Ariel, have you been able to secure the hospital report that will help to bolster your case?
Yes, I did do a report to her, to the hospital, and I received a 200-plus page response to that included all of Ashleigh's medical records from every time she's been there, which also included information related to the assault and information related to the police being called. And now I'm actually waiting from her primary care physician to get the, what I have now is the order form that was created when Ashleigh requested on, I believe it was March 26th, to get those STD testing. So I do have that, and I'm waiting for the primary care doctor to give me the additional information from their perspective of the lab work that was done shortly thereafter. So there was lab work done in March, and then Ashleigh went to the hospital. I believe it was sometime in mid-April.
Understanding that the hospital report is in depth and lengthy, is there anything that you have in the hospital report that can prove or disprove Ashleigh's claims about what happened that night?
It proves that she went to the hospital and that she reported a rape and that they did a rape kit. And of course, unfortunately, due to the delay, there was not much that was or could have been found.
And that was, of course, again, in 2018. So, you know, contemporaneous reporting is significant when you're trying to put together the pieces.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.